It's the Funny Comics Fan Club.
Hello! Hello!
Hi, howdy, hello
Hola.
there, hello.
Guten
Good evening.
Tag.
And welcome.
To the Funny Comics Fan Club.
And it's not just any old Commonwealth Garden Funny Comics
No,
fan
and for
club.
friend.
It's, what is it, Mark?
It's the Funny Comics Fan Club Summer Special!
Yay!
With me, Dr. Mark Hibbett.
And me, still not Dr. John Dredge.
Still not Doctor. You've had months to work on that, and yet you have, guys.
And yet I haven't.
And yet. I will, let us draw a veil on that. And,
over all the work I haven't done.
and what are we looking at then? What is it?
Well, we're looking at the Beano Summer Special from 1979. This is
79.
25 pence.
That feels suddenly quite expensive, 25 pence.
Well, how much was a normal comic, Beano comic? Around 7p, was it? Or less? Much less.
Yeah, I would have guessed 8p, so less.
Yeah.
But this is like
Special.
big.
It's a big, glossy,
It is glossy.
almost full colour all the way through. I can't remember. Yeah, there's some bits that aren't, but it's mainly colour.
I would say it's half colour, but that's all right. We'll agree on that one.
Okay.
And it's big, and like I say, it's sort of the same sort of printing as when we looked at Plug, wasn't it? Plug was sort of nice and glossy, and
It's big, but it's not clever.
it's not clever. No.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think of the cover, man?
Well, the thing that's weird for me about the cover is that the Beano logo is not the usual Beano logo.
Oh yeah, I hadn't noticed that actually.
Which is weird. What's that going on? But then they've got the thing where they did this on the annuals as well, wasn't it? Where there's a picture on the front, and the picture on the front is Dennis being pulled through a swimming pool, water skiing. He's being pulled by Nasher, and it says, "What happens next? See back page."
Oh, we better have a look then.
What happens? Can you have a guess? What happens next?
War breaks out.
War breaks out.
No, let me have another thing.
Another thing, yeah.
Well, I've seen this comic, so I know what happens.
You know what happens. Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's readers.
There's no
you have a
surprises.
guess.
No surprises. Yeah, that's right. We'll play a little bit of music while you can imagine what happens next, or you can just look it up on the socials. Actually,
That's
so
true.
maybe
Yeah,
we
you can
should draw a veil over that as well.
Okay, that's time up then. Let's see what happens
on
next.
the back? See, I'm laughing. What do you mean these aren't funny? Yes, on the back of the Beano Summer Special 1979, this enormous sort of inflatable ball thing that was in the pool.
Which we didn't mention.
We didn't mention
that.
that.
Yeah.
We
should have mentioned that.
It has exploded because of the sharp skis that Dennis The Menace had, and he goes soaring into the air, and Nasher looks perturbed. Everyone else in the pool is having a good old laugh.
Well,
at
there
Dennis's
were some
expense.
kids. There were some kids here having a laugh, but then Walter and his friends, they're looking with evil glee upon the scene, aren't they? It's quite a thing.
I think it's a really nice cover, and you got your star on the front. You got all these characters there. It looks fairly silly and naughty and fun, so I like it.
Good. And is the rest of the comic going to be the same? Is it going to be so likeable and so much fun?
See that next week.
What happens next?
No, we better do it this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
But I bought this on eBay because you said you remembered the Beano Summer Special from around the late 70s.
Yeah.
Picture the scene. Where would you come across this and
Picture
read
the
it?
scene. We're on holiday in Cornwall.
Sounds good.
We have strolled down the hill in Fowey, I believe it was. I distinctly remember going there and buying a copy of the Beano Summer Special from one of the racks outside. So it was already a bit crispy because it'd been out in the sun. And I remember reading it all through the holiday and it just smelling of suntan lotion. That lovely sort of Nivea and sand smell. I was a little disappointed when we got this. I opened it and went, oh, it doesn't smell of Nivea.
It doesn't. No, it smells of eBay. But so you would go on sort of holidays with your family in Cornwall every so often, and they would be easy to find.
They'd be easy to find. Yeah, they'd be in those weird newsagents, those sort of weird mossy newsagents by the seaside.
I used to like that.
Just off, not on the seafront, just off the seafront.
Yeah,
and there they'd be.
You'd have to go. I remember going across the road from the beach.
Yeah,
still in sort of swimming trunks and just walking sand all into this sort of newsagent to get it. But it was quite an exciting thing.
Yeah.
To get this special comic. I mean, we were quite deprived, weren't we? We had no internet.
No internet.
We had, nothing, literally nothing to do. So this was a big deal.
Yeah, only 3 television channels.
And most of them were rubbish. Yeah, this was quite a big part of my comic reading experience. So it's embedded in my brain that I would go to Frinton or wherever we would go, come out of the sea covered in sand, and then end up in the newsagent covered in sand, and then buy one of these things and be fairly happy about it, really.
Because I was thinking, when I was looking at it, it's like the summer holidays they go on.
Oh, I loved it. I like the tone of this whole comic.
How's that then?
How's that then? Ha. Well, all of these stories, I think all of them are linked to being on holiday.
Yeah, in the UK.
In the UK only, because that's right.
Yeah, none of them are going on holiday abroad.
No, because we didn't really back then.
It was I think people just. I think 1981, maybe.
Maybe you get.
I first went on holiday abroad. So yes, this is just as that's about to start happening. But I did find it weird. I was reading through it because there's loads of people staying in boarding houses in this. I don't think that was what happened with some of these. It's like going, no, I've heard musical comedy about this.
Is that more like the 60s they were doing, or the
50s or 60s?
Because I remember like Michael Palin wrote this drama about going on holiday when he was a kid, and that was set in a boarding house.
Yeah.
So that was more like, 50, end of the 50s, I think.
Because when we always went, like, we'd rent a cottage somewhere.
Yeah, we'd rent a cottage or a flat. I can't remember, somebody else's flat.
Yeah, or go camping.
Yeah.
So nobody's camping in this.
No, they're not. They are in the sort of more recent annual, strangely enough, aren't they?
Well, because people take the kids camping again nowadays, don't they? Because
the Beano annual, I think, now is sort of almost taken the place of these summer specials in a way, as well as taking the place of the Christmas annuals. Do you still get summer specials? Maybe you do.
Yeah, you do. You do get some specials. Yeah.
So that's gone. My idea's gone right out the window there.
But they're not quite the same as this. So they have some summer ones that are. I don't think they're called summer specials.
They're called summer activities or something. I can't
something
remember.
like that. Yeah. But they also have a Christmas special as well, don't they?
That's right. So what is the annual? It's just something.
Oh, it's that. The annual is the book that's what your nan is going to get you for Christmas.
At some point for Christmas. Yeah, it would normally be a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
But the summer specials, apart from the Beano, and I think they still do the Dandy, which is interesting. All of the others, I think, have gone under.
Yeah.
But I just like, this is like the real sort of stereotypical British seaside holiday all the way through this comic.
Yeah.
And represented.
It's weird because it's always sunny.
So yeah.
And the sand is always yellow.
Yeah. It's really good. It's a really nice, it's like I think these memories did actually exist though. These things did happen, a lot of them. You know, we both went on these holidays.
Yeah.
And so did the characters in this comic.
Well, I remember a few years ago I went to Margate.
I love Margate.
Walked down the pier in Margate. You look back and it's like going, oh, it's the Beano Summer Special.
Great.
There it is. There's even a fairground and everything.
And I think they talk about basing some of these on Blackpool as well.
Yeah, well, it's weird, isn't it? Because they go to like places like Clackpool and they all go to these weird places, and you sort of think, well, surely Beano Town on Sea. There is a story about Beano Town on Sea in this, isn't there? But you sort of think, why are they all going to these weird different places? It seems
because Beano Town is on sea.
Beano Town is on sea. Yeah,
so you might as well stay there. But anyway, maybe who knows? Right. We may be thinking too deeply about this. I don't know.
What? No,
not
too
us,
deeply.
never.
22 episodes in, and we're thinking too deeply about it.
Let's have a look inside.
Opens
comic.
Look at this.
So now, no. You know, the more I think about this, the more I'm thinking that Minnie the Minx really is the Beano, has always been, as far as I can see, the Beano's secret weapon.
John, I completely agree with you.
Yeah?
On this point, I have also...
And that's the end of this edition. And in fact, all editions.
What's the point of carrying on? No, you're right, isn't it? Every time we look at the Beano, you go like, it's Minnie the Minx is the best thing in it.
Yeah. She sort of overshadows him in a lot of the things that we've been reading, Beano-wise.
Dennis, yeah.
She overshadows Dennis.
Yeah.
I thought that the standard of writing in this is good. That was my opinion. It's almost consistent in its sort of in the quality of the writing. I think the quality of the writing has gone up a step from the comics that we've read. I just think it's nicely plotted, nicely drawn. The dialogue's good. I don't know. I just thought it was a high standard generally.
I do agree because I think so. We'll put this on the socials, but there were 2 Minnie the Minx strips in this.
Yeah, Dennis has got 1.
Yeah.
And that's not even that brilliant. But anyway,
that's terrible. We'll come to that. But the first one here is like, now I would say this is a brilliant piece of comics work because a lot of these strips go box. They're just tiers of panels. But this is like in the top left hand corner, you've got Minnie talking to somebody saying like, "Oh, we've just been on a farm holiday. It was great." and then you see all these images, these thought bubbles across it. And then in the bottom right of the picture, it's the same picture, and in the bottom right of it, at the end of the story, you have Minnie's mum and dad talking to somebody saying, "We've just been on holiday with Minnie, it was awful." But the way it's laid out, it's like going, because again, this is the great and wonderful and amazing Jim Peachy during this. It's brilliant, but it's like the thought book. There's a lot of this in this comic where there's not necessarily a story, there's lots of single gags on a page, and this is kind of that. But it's made to be like a story, and I just think it's a gorgeous piece of work. It's really, really, and as you say, so much better than pretty much everything else in the comic. Really, I'd say. There's
a lot of jokes in this,
yeah.
And there's no sort of flab in it at all. It's all very, very tight. It tells a story in a way, in an unusual way, and it's.
And it's drawn so energetically, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
And it's raining as well in one picture.
Yeah,
so it's not always...
she hasn't actually gone on holiday to the seaside. She's gone to a farm here.
Yeah.
So there's the sort of slight differentiation there. But yeah, lots of good jokes in it, actually. Or lots of reasonably amusing bits.
Yeah, I think it was gorgeous. Yeah, as we always say, I don't think you'd sit on the beach collapsing with laughter at this.
No.
But it is, and it's exciting. And it's but shall we compare it then? As we've mentioned, Dennis, shall we go and have a look at Dennis's strip a few pages later?
Should we compare this to A Summer's Day? That's what I'm asking myself. We'll go straight to Dennis The Menace, who's got the sort of, what do you call it, the feature in the middle of the comic. What's it called?
It's a 2-page double spread in full colour. Well, it's a 1.5 page spread, isn't it?
In the middle, right in the middle.
And this, I think, could not be much different from the mini one, could it?
Well, this is going to be the star of the show. He's on the cover, he's on the back cover, and this is his main story, the only story.
And it's awful, isn't it? Just what a horrible... I mean, for one thing, we've just gone from a strip which is really inventive, and this is like, no, we're going to have 4 panels, 4 tiers of panels, nothing clever or difficult here. And Dennis is a horrible little git in it throughout, isn't he? But what he's doing is, the whole point of it is shilling for the Dennis The Menace fan club. It's all saying, yeah, join the Dennis The Menace fan club, here's what you get from it. It's like, well, this is an advert, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I felt. By the end of it, all he had done was promote his fan club.
Yeah.
There's no story apart from that, really.
And all the characters in it look like... So we've seen, like, when you look at the mini one, it's like, it looks like the 70s. In the strip, there's lots of characters. There's lots of dads in floral shirts, aren't there? There's lots and lots of them. But in here, there's kids wearing caps. And all the kids have got short trousers, and they're wearing, like, little fish. It's like, what? And there's a man walking past... There's a guy walking past looking in. It's like going, but that's how my granddad dressed. And he's like, it's everything that's awful about the Beano during this period. Well, no. It's not everything.
We'll come to the rest of it in a minute.
Yeah, it's not everything to talk about. It's a lot of stuff that I just really don't like about this period of the Beano.
But it was almost like they couldn't think of anything else to put or something,
yeah.
So they had to just promote the fan club, which is not in this summer special, by the way.
No, because goodness sakes, they spend all this time saying, join the fan club, join the fan club, join the fan club, join the fan club. And then at some point it says, like, if you want to join the fan club, oh yeah, you find details in the normal comic. I think, well, you've gone to all this effort and you can't even be bothered to say, send a 35p postal order to this address.
Yeah, weird.
Awful.
So I don't think the author of this was quite up to scratch, really. I mean, they go on holiday to Clackpool boarding house, as you mentioned earlier, but they're on their own. There's no parents with them.
His mum and dad aren't there, are they?
Well, they've just been let to go on holiday on their own. That's fine, is it? I don't know. It didn't. For some reason, Mark, it didn't ring true.
It didn't ring true. It was ghastly. Yeah. But I think the nice thing about this, for Dennis The Menace and his fans, and we are both former club members.
Yeah.
The nice thing is when they get a page and a half into this, and then they say, "Okay, we can't let this be the worst thing in the comic." So what appears, the final half, the worst character in all of comics, the most terrible thing that's ever happened in Western literature, half a page is given over to Biffo the Bloody Bear. Oh my God.
Yeah, Biffo the Bloody... I've never liked Biffo the Bloody Bear.
No.
He gets into a lot of scrapes. No, he doesn't even get into any scrapes.
No scrapes occur.
He just wanders about, and that's it. Really.
That's it.
And then this awful looking friend of his turns up.
Buster.
It just looks like, well, what is that meant to be?
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like any human being I've seen.
No.
And it's meant to be a little kid, and there's some funny joke about his badge that he's wearing.
Oh, God. So, how thick are his friends? Because, like, basically, spoilers, everybody, spoilers.
Don't spoil Biffo the Bear.
What's happening is Biffo is wearing a mirror on his as a badge.
A mirror badge.
A mirror badge.
I've never heard of one.
Yeah, I've never heard of one. So Buster comes up and says, "Oh, hello, Biffo. What's that?" And Biffo says, "Oh, it's a badge with a picture of my best friend on it." And Buster looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's me." And it's like, yeah, and he's moving, Buster. Are you an idiot? And then his nephews turn up and he says, "What's on your badge?" And Biffo says, "Oh, it's a picture of my favourite nephews." And they go, "Oh, it's me." It's like...
And then at the end, here's the punchline, folks. My mirror badge keeps everyone happy.
Biffo, you idiot.
That's the sort of wacky japes that Biffo always come up to. So let's draw a veil over that as well. Hold on, what else is there in here? So hold on, let's have a look. Moving on, I don't know. Now you wanted to cover this.
No, I'm going to sound like a right miserable old so-and-so.
Well, you always do, Mark. There's no difference there. Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know, because normally that's me. In real life, that's me. Whereas yours cheerful. However, on the podcast, it's very much the other way around.
Very much the other way around, yeah. So this is Grandpa, and so what have we got here? So about 2/3 of this is a double page spread. 2/3 of it is a normal Grandpa strip, and 1/3 is a laugh letter. And the Grandpa, in its favour, I would say this, that some of the people in this strip do look like they're from the 1970s, not the 1950s, in so much as there's a man with flared trousers, a stripy shirt, and a big moustache.
But he just looks mad. Within the context of the strip, it doesn't look right to me.
No, but I suppose because we're used to it being in the 50s. So, at the end of the strip, Grandpa himself has a floral shirt on and patterned trousers.
It's really psychedelic for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what's that about? This is 1979. This isn't like Summer of Love. This is like, but despite that, it still looks really old-fashioned.
It does. The art style's really old-fashioned, isn't it? But I suppose at least if it's a Summer of Love, it's only 12 years out of date rather than like 27 years out or however much it is. But basically in the story, Grandpa gets a job. The humorous thing of Grandpa is he's a grandfather who acts like a foolish child. Fair enough, that's okay. And he has a job here, and he's beach rescue, isn't he? That's his job. There's a nice bit where he finds a lady's got entangled in a deck chair. She's in trouble, and Grandpa says, "Not really my job. Always ready to help a lady in distress." And you thought, "Oh, well, that's all right. Not really his job." He could have just sat there going, "Not my job."
Yeah.
Tough luck. But the weird thing about the strip is that it hasn't really got a punchline.
No, it hasn't. No,
because he does lots of stuff, and his boss turns up and says, "How daft can you get?" And he replies, says, "I can't get as daft as Smithy." Cackle. And then we see Smithy from the Bash Street Kids
doing stupid things that are even more daft than what Grandad has just done. Grandpa's just done. Yeah, it's almost like he couldn't think of a good ending. No. So what do you do when you can't think of a good ending? Bring somebody else in.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it was all right. It was okay. It's set on a beach, and that's always a good plus point. And then there's this sort of laugh letter thing, which I quite liked, actually.
Okay.
This laugh letter where he's writing, it's a little bit inventive. Not a lot, but a little bit.
But this is a musical, isn't it? It
is like a musical. It's a bit like a musical. It's like a Les Dawson monologue, but not as good as that.
Yeah, because we've said before, like when you think of musical, it's like, well, yeah, I remember Benny Hill or Les Dawson doing that sort of thing in their act, and it is a letter written by a stupid person. Yeah. Perhaps you could read it for us.
Well, it's not actually that long, is it? Laugh letter. I thought it was quite well done. Dear Dad, I'll write this letter slowly because I know that you can't read quickly. So there's the first joke.
It's funny when you read it like that. Yeah.
Well, I've arrived here at Whitepool on holiday, and it's not quite what I thought it would be. My attic room in the boarding house has a shower. That is, the rain comes in every time it is wet outside.
Hey!
Hey! I asked the landlady if the roof always leaks, and she said, "No, only when it rains." This is pure Les Dawson.
It really is now, isn't it? Yeah.
The food at the boarding house isn't all that good either. I had kibbers this morning, they were so bad I hung them in the bedroom to try and scare the mice away. This is like the good old days. Except not as good. I did tell the landlady that I didn't like all the mice in my bedroom, and this is a good joke, right? I did tell the landlady that I didn't like all the mice in my bedroom, and she told me to point out the ones I did like, and she'd get rid of the others. Yeah, that'll get you a laugh down at Blackpool.
Yeah.
Or, at the end of the pier.
Yeah, this is it.
Great Yarmouth. There could be a Great Yarmouth. Anyway, in Moscow now, the thunderstorm's easing off to just torrential rain. See you soon, your loving son, Grandad. Yeah. So I liked it, but it's old material, isn't it? But what do you expect? It's 1979.
I didn't like it. I enjoyed it then. I enjoyed that.
Well, maybe you needed to hear it to appreciate the full comic genius of it.
I should have known it was funny though, because it's garlanded with pictures of mice laughing uproariously.
Mice and men, you've got.
Of mice, some mice,
But I thought it was a nice little thing to bung on there as a bit of fun.
You've changed my mind.
Wow, that's one in the book for me. Right, so I wanted to do this page.
The Fix-It twins.
The only thing I could find on the internet was this. The Fix-It twins were a crazy pair of twins who tried to fix anything and everything. Although trying to be helpful, things usually backfire on them. The story only lasted for 2 years and was illustrated by Ron Spencer, also drew the 3 bears. So there's a lot of work in this summer special for Ron Spencer.
Well done, Mr. Spencer.
Thank you kindly. So the story here is like the dad is sitting in a garden. He says, "What a beautiful day. I wish..." That sounds like Ken Dodd. "What a beautiful day. Wish I didn't ever have to go to work." Then his 2 twins, Mo and Joe, say, "We'll fix it. Dad won't have to work if he's rich. Let's find him some oil." So they start digging in the garden and all this mud goes all over the dad, who says, Stop, you're making me filthy." "We're halfway there then," they say. "We're trying to make you filthy rich." He says, "Go away. We'll just have to dig elsewhere." "Under the shed?" "No sign of any oil yet. Keep digging." "Oh, here's something. Coal that's valuable." "Great, we can start our own coal mine." At the front of the shed, the dad goes in. "I'll do a spot of gardening. Where's my spade?" But yikes! He falls through the floor. And the twins say, "Bah, it was only the coal pile in the shed. Some must have fallen through a hole in the floor." Next. Sounds like the person writing the captions is getting bored of it.
Next.
Yes, come on.
Oh, they do, don't they? They say, "Later, but
hurry up,"
next.
they say. Someone's coming down the path. "Must see how my favourite employee is getting on." The dad comes blundering out. He's just fallen through the floor of the shed. He's covered in coal. He goes, "Stupid, idiotic, bird-brained." The twins say, "We were only trying to fix it so you wouldn't have to go to work." Right? Here comes a bloke. He says, "Hello, Harry. I was just passing and I thought I'd..." But the dad says, "Oh, go away and leave me alone, you silly old fool." "How dare you talk to me like that? You're fired." Gulp. "Boss, I didn't realise." Then the boss goes storming out. He says, but, he says... Then the 2 kids say, "Looks like we fixed it." So what they've done here is they've lost him his job.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story.
Yes.
These kids have lost the father, his only, I imagine, only means of income.
I mean, I would say that...
It's Boys from the Black Stuff all over again.
I hadn't really thought of that
Maybe
comparison.
it isn't.
It's quite hard.
He's covered in black stuff, lots of
coal.
coal.
That's cool. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I just thought it was hilarious that this is meant to be a wacky, fun, light, japesterish sort of comic, and all they do is lose him his job.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
And that is definitely the end, yes.
So now he's on, he's got to go to the job centre, I presume, next week. And yeah.
I mean,
I just thought it was like hysterically harsh on the poor dad.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, I would say that, I think your vocal delivery gave me a way into the monologue, but in this one I didn't feel...
It gave you a way out.
Oh, if only it had.
There's the door.
Because it's just,
It's got sombre.
It's horrible to the kids, and then the kids are digging underneath the shed. Why? How stupid are they? And then there's some coal in the shed for some reason.
Yeah,
because again, it's the 1950s, and there's coal there. I mean, we did have a coal. We did have a coal shed. There was just us four in the shed, but not by this point. I mean, I was very little. We had it, but they've just got a shed full of coal.
Yeah, coal not dole, I think is the saying, but sadly he is now on the dole.
He's got both, really.
Despite the onset of coal in the shed here.
You'd have thought that would be it.
But yeah, it's rather bleak,
and then his boss is just wandering in. He's not even, he's walking across the grass.
Yeah, he didn't even, what's the question for buy your leave, as they used to say.
No buy your leaves, and then he's like, I'm sure you're not allowed to sack. So he's like, it's his day off.
And he mistakenly insults the boss, who immediately fires him.
He's
got to go to the union over
Which again, it's the 70s, isn't it? So
and look, there's the evidence there. It's written down in a comic, so we can take that to the.
Because all the characters in Beano Town read the Beano, so this is a factual. It's not like the Salt Path or anything. This is absolutely true. They can do this.
100%.
100% accurate.
But yeah, what struck me about it, in the midst of all this wacky fun in the Beano Summer Special, all the hijinks and zaniness, you've got this bleak story right in the middle, which I thought was just hilariously dark in tone.
But you do raise an interesting point, because in Marvel Comics, law firms in Marvel Comics who deal with superheroes keep long boxes of comics, because those are a factual description of what's happened. Although for various reasons they kind of anyway. But does that mean in the Beano, like when it was, or indeed in Whoopee, when they were going to kids' court? Surely they could have just said, well, so maybe this needs to be here as a forerunner for an actually humorous comic to come weeks later, where they say, well, we can refer you to the Beano Summer Special, my lord.
Yeah, I mean, they could take this to the kids' court.
Yeah, they should take it to the kids' court.
Yeah, rather than it just being sombre, bleak, and a rather just rather saddening ending to the whole affair. Anyway, moving on to quickfire fun with Ball Boy.
Oh, phew, at least.
Oh,
yes,
thank goodness.
Yes.
Oh. I mean, that again, this is just single panel gags, and they're not too bad, are they? They're better than the normal fare, but we won't really sort of go over that too much, because we're straight into the Bash Street Kids, who are on the beach.
They're on the beach, and they're in Sludgetown-on-Sea now.
Well, where is that? Is that near Clackpool?
Is it near Whitehall, or is it on Beano-on-Sea? I don't know. But luckily for Teacher, who has this wide range of holiday resorts to go to, he's unfortunately chosen the same one and the same time as all the kids in his class.
I mean, he's got a mortarboard on, even though he's wearing a swimming trunks. Yeah, which is great. And it's all very yellow.
It is all quite yellow. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I find it's quite jolly. I mean, it's as incoherent and weirdly old-fashioned as ever, because the kids are all wearing quite very old-fashioned bathing suits. A lot of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I like the fact there's a massive pile of fish and chips in there. That's
one of the biggest slap-up feeds you're likely to see around here.
That's probably why I liked it, isn't it? Because it's got a massive slap-up feed. You can't beat a slap-up feed in there.
No.
But then, I mean, there's odd stuff. There's one bit where he says to Herbert, who's got his glasses on, "Oh, great, you're wearing sunglasses." And Herbert says, "No, I've been hit in the face. So I've got black eyes." So I go, "Oh, okay. All right." And then he says, "Oh, leave me alone, you kids. Go out and collect pebbles. That's a worthwhile pastime." And it's like, is it?
It should have been shells or something.
Oh yeah, shells would have been all right, wouldn't it?
Not your stones on the beach.
Yeah, and where are they getting these pebbles from? Because it's a sandy beach. This as well. Maybe there's a driveway somewhere. Somebody's going, maybe what's happened is they're going like, "Oh, somebody's stolen all my pebbles again. I'll have to go down to the gravel shop." And there's Teacher selling gravel that his kids have thefted for him.
You don't want to sell gravel to kids because they're likely to put it in their mouths. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's true. Don't sell gravel to kids.
Yeah, that's the lesson for the week.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was pretty fun. And what happens in the story? They go to the play park and they've eaten so much of this slap-up feed that they're all really fat suddenly.
Yeah,
which is sort of funny.
It is funny. I like the fact that Fatty, who was called Fatty at this point, he has a bathing suit with pictures of pies on it.
That's great.
You can't beat
That's
some
really
pictures
good.
of pies.
Yeah, but then. So they all try to go on in the playground, and they break everything because they're all so fat.
Yeah.
So the teacher says, "Right, you've got to do something about this." What happens? They all help out at the playground, so all the other kids can jump up and down on them.
Basically, that's it. It does say at the end there, doesn't it? And so...
So somebody's jumping up and down on Fatty, and the kid says, "What a super tumperline." And then it's barely a pun, that. There's two kids who are seesawing using a plank on is that Smithy's head?
That'll be Smithy's head, yeah.
So they're all, and Plug is helping. There's a small child on the swings, and in order to help, he's broken the swing, but now they've fastened the swing to his ears, and he's swinging on his ears.
But the whole thing's a bit odd, isn't it? Because it's like, but this does not really have any relationship. It's like when he says, the fact that he says, "and so," leaves me think, and so, as a direct result of everything else you see in this story, the great denouement is something completely unrelated to everything else that's happened before. I sport it a bit. I would have preferred to have a half-page advert for something here instead.
You'd have preferred Biffo the Bear. Yeah.
Well, Biffo's coming up soon, so let's not speak his
right,
name.
I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
But there's a really weird bit here. You know, they're all, you can sort of take on board, okay, jump up and down on Fatty, he's the trampoline, maybe swing on Plug's ears, and that's a swing. Why has somebody got a large polythene sheet
exactly.
that acts as a chute?
Yeah.
I mean, why is that there?
There's no reason for that happening. It's
no reason.
And they say this is clearly a great shoot, and then it has to say there's a sign saying it's a polythene sheet because the joke is so poor. Yeah. We have to actually illustrate. We have to put labels on things so you get it.
Yeah, they should have left that bit out altogether.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because it's like the rest of the story is it's odd. Obviously, it's always odd, but it's quite jolly. And then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but I've seen better Bash Street Kids, I think we can say.
But then over the page, I think we'll discover... now here we go. 2 whole pages of Minnie the Minx.
So Minnie the Minx, the saviour of the comic, has returned.
Yes, absolutely. Thank goodness.
I mean, I think she pretty much is in almost the entire Beano run from the start to now. Yeah. I think she's barely not in an issue. I think they might have had some problems with her in like 2000 or something. But she's still going really strong now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Very, very strong character. I'm amazed that no one's done anything with her, really, apart from just she's been in the Beano all this time. But because she's been in it so long, she's obviously really popular and very strong character. And it's amazing that she's still in it, really, after all this time.
Yeah. But she just looks funny, doesn't she? I mean, and it's different because I suppose with Dennis, especially now, Dennis is basically a horrible bully who makes life terrible for people. Roger the Dodger, which they've lent into in the modern Beano, is incredibly lazy and can't bother to do anything, so tries to get out of it, which they've gone to a lot. Whereas Minnie's just so, you just sort of like it, don't you? She's
Minnie's
so
still the same.
Fun and,
she's still the same. They haven't had to change it that much, I don't think.
Yeah. And she's not malicious, is she? Because she's out there going, I just love it that she's going, great, I can do everything that I've ever wanted to do.
This story is great because I think any kid, or indeed any adult, would be able to relate to what happens in this. Yeah. So Minnie the Minx, she goes, yippee, the school holidays, now I can do all the things I've wanted to do for ages. What have I wanted to do for ages?
Lovely.
In those 2 panels, that sums up the school holiday experience.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell to do after the time. You forget. And because, like, my sister's kids, I saw them wandering around just on the school break. And I just said to my sister, what can I do? I thought, I used to say that. What can I do?
Yeah.
And this sums it up. So she's
bored,
yeah. It's just brilliantly written. Whoever wrote this,
it is great.
It really gets to the heart of what it's like to be a kid, even now. And it goes, she goes, I'll see if I can break the world handstanding record. And then immediately the mum comes and treads on her hands by mistake.
Oh, and I love the next one. He says, what else had I planned to do? Stay up late watching television. It's like that would be the main thing. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But then she gets told to go to bed at 8 o'clock by her father because the father says, you want your holiday to do you good. So, I don't know. So anyway, she's told to go to bed. So she goes, the next day, she goes, all right, I'll have a nice long lie-in then. That's what I can do. But no, the mother comes on in and says, up you get, Min, I've got to tidy your room, you know. This reminds me of like when you stay in a hotel, you can never get in because the cleaners are always in it. But then she says, so much for my long lie-in, never mind. It's Beano Day and I can take lots of time reading it. But no, the father comes in and says, aha, the Beano's arrived, I'll take it to work with me. Things are getting worse. I'll go for a long ride on my bike. That's what we used to do.
That's what you have to do. That's the last resort, isn't it, really?
But then the father says, I'll have to borrow the bike, Min, I've missed the bus to work. That does it, she says, that does it. So she goes to the school. She says, please, janitor, please. He says, well, it's highly unusual, Min, but I suppose. And the final shot, maybe we could put on the socials, is Minnie the Minx at school, sat there on her own, watching television, reading all the confiscated Beanos and eating all the confiscated sweets. And she says, school's not a bad place, readers, during the holidays.
And that is an actual punchline, isn't it? That's a payoff. It's going like, you've seen everything else that's gone in, and it's it is actually well written, which is incredibly rare for this, and it just looks so great. I mean, there's a picture here of Minnie just pondering what on earth she's going to do with her life, and it looks awful. It's like, it's not a cute picture of a kid, but it is a picture of a kid. You're like, that's what kids look like.
It's like the horror of the holidays stretching before you in her face there. Very, very nicely done.
I think this is fantastic. I think, and like you said, I think it kind of makes up for everything else because it's just, and it's been amazing, hasn't it? I think you're absolutely right, which is not something I say often, or indeed at all, that Minnie is so great and he's always great.
Yeah, I think this is the highlight of the whole summer special.
Oh, definitely.
And one of the best stories, if someone said to me, okay, you like these funny comics from the 70s, what's so good about them? I would show them this.
Yeah.
And if they don't get it, then I'd think, well, you're a lost individual. But, but you know, I would say this is the best of it.
This is definitely the best of it.
The story is told really well in not that many panels, 2 pages.
Yeah.
Again, there's no fat there. It's all needed. All this stuff is like,
and it looks
logically needed.
And it looks funny, does it? It just looks really funny and dynamic and exciting. The great Jim Peachy is just brilliant, isn't he? Yeah. Whereas, if we turn over the page, from the sublime to the Biffo the bloody Bear again.
Here he is, Biffo the Flaming Bear, once again, for your delights.
And this is
even worse than the mirror badge.
It's terrible.
Story.
It's terrible, isn't it?
So it's just terrible.
What happens is it's basically Biffo. Each panel is Biffo wearing a T-shirt with something on it. So he says the first one, you get A shirts, and there's a picture of some hay. It's like, what?
We can see where this is going already.
That's not a great. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. B shirts, and the next one's a picture. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to bother you with the rest of it.
Picture of a bee.
Yeah.
C shirts. There's a picture of a boat.
Yeah.
It goes on like that.
It goes on and on and on and on and on like that, and at the end. But best of all, a Dennis and Nasher T-shirt. It's like, so it was an advert all along. And again, you can win a Dennis and Nasher T-shirt. See the weekly Beano comic for details. So we still can't be bothered to tell you how to do it.
No.
Oh. Get lost, Biffo.
Inspiration is sadly lacking on this page.
Unbearable.
I reckon it's the same guy that wrote the Dennis story. So, yeah, I mean, there's not that many more pages in this than a normal comic, is there? I don't know, it's 32. Is that a lot?
Oh, is it 32?
Yeah.
It felt like more.
No, there's not. So, how many pages does normal Beano have? About that?
About that, I think. Maybe a bit less than that.
I mean, it's bigger, but...
Yeah.
It's more colourful, and it's all based around the seaside or holiday, which is really nice.
It is nice, and I think in its favour, it seems to be mostly drawn by the people who draw the characters regularly. So it's not like they're doing it on the cheap, or anything like that.
Exactly, yeah. The characters all look like themselves.
But I think the main problem with it, I think the problem is Minnie The Minx with this, because I was quite angered and disappointed by how not very good at all it is. And I think that's because it's thrown into such sharp relief by how great the Minnie The Minx strip is.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, she really does stand out. I mean, there are some nice other stories in it. I mean, but not brilliant. But I like the feel of it. It reminds me of some sort of nice holiday memories and being on the beach, and this was very much a part of that. When I went on holiday to, where was it, Eastbourne a couple of years ago, I bought the Beano Summer Special and took a picture of myself and sent it to the Beano. They loved it because that's exactly what you're meant to do with it.
That's what you're meant to do with it. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's got really nice memories.
Definitely. Yeah.
But to me now, the more I look at the Beano, Minnie is the blooming star of the thing.
Yeah.
And, Dennis is a questionable character at the best,
I mean, I like the Dennis they have now, because the Dennis they have now is kind of a bit racked with worry, and I really like that about the modern Dennis.
So he's not called Dennis The Menace anymore?
He's not, even though his name is Dennis Menace, or Dennis Menace Jr., son of Dennis Menace, the son of the original Dennis The Menace.
But they don't refer to him as Dennis.
No, because the strip is called Dennis and Nasher now.
So they've taken the Menace out. But they haven't had to do that with Minnie, because the character was so good right at the start that they've had to do very little to keep going all this time, which is extraordinary.
So I think what we're saying is DC Thompson, at least
make a film of Minnie the Minx.
Well, or at least give us a collected edition of Minnie the Minx. That would be fantastic.
I think they might have done that actually. Or I think they did one recently, but it was all recent stuff.
Yeah.
But looking through, the best of over the years has got to be a winner.
I would think so. There you go, DC Thompson. You can have that idea for free.
Yes. Is that a good idea? Yes, we think it is. We really think it is. But well done to the Beano Summer Special, just for being silly and fun and giving us lots of good memories as kids.
And thank you for the Funny Comics fan club for ruining those memories.
In less than an hour.
In less than an hour. What would take?
But yeah, I mean, fascinating stuff, nevertheless.
Yeah, never. So that's us. That's all from us.
That's the Funny Comics Summer Special. Over and done with.
And I feel really bad now because I've complained about the Beano Summer Special. Say, see the regular Beano for details. But now I'm going to say we're coming back, aren't we? We're coming for a third series.
Yeah, third series.
See the next regular issue for details. And would you like to know what we're looking at, John?
I would, yeah.
Well, next time for the first episode of the proper Series 3, we'll be looking at Cracker comic.
Good heavens! Wow, and yoinks!
No, not wow, nor yoinks. Cracker. Cracker is what we're looking at.
Looks good. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
I've honestly have no memory of Cracker, so we'll have to see.
Well, this was given to me by Russell Thompson, a good friend of mine, and a listener to the show, and we're very much looking forward to leafing through this bonanza of silliness. So thank you, Russell,
and thank you all very much for listening.
Until next time, it's good night from me.
And it's also good night from him. Oh, no, that is what you're supposed to say, isn't it?
That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you said that. I have to cut that.
Bye, bye.